Here we are, a new year, fresh start, and major goal setting mode. I always start my day with coffee, and this time of year, you can step up your game by adding a protein boost to your favorite Dutch Bros coffee drink with their new protein milk. Dutch Bros Coffee also has a new salted caramel protein coffee, and you can order it as a latte or a mocha, and that's available for a limited time now through February 29th. So if you're in the phase of wanting to work out more and adding workouts to your routine and just kind of getting back on track, this might be a great fit for you. Visit DutchBrosCoffee.com for full nutrition details and follow at Dutch Bros Fresno on Instagram for all the fun. So I recently discovered the yummy flavors and healthful benefits of squeezed juice, and I am hooked. As a mom, I know the daily dance with school germs all too well. That's why I've made squeezed juice a staple in my home. Not only do these premium refrigerated juices taste absolutely delicious, but they also support my immune system with 100% natural ingredients. No added water or artificial concentrates here. Picture this: pomegranates and mandarins grown by dedicated California family farmers, hand-picked and pressed into every bottle. That's a tree-to-bottle promise. But squeezed juice doesn't stop there. Their functional juices pack a punch, whether it's the green-powered energy, the immune-boosting immunity, which is one of my favorites, or the focused clarity of focus juice. They keep me going through those busy work days. And I've been told that one of their 11-ounce bottles is equal to 1.5 cups of coffee. So I've actually been trying to replace my afternoon coffee pick-me-up with one of their juices, and it is divine. You can order your own stash of yummy energy and vitamins by visiting shop.squeezedjuice.com and following them on Instagram at @thesqueezedjuice. Coffee Monday is more than a podcast. It's a movement to reshape the way we approach Mondays and the week ahead. It's about embracing the reality that work doesn't have to dominate our lives. It's about finding that sweet spot where passion, purpose, and a cup of motivation connect. Filmed and recorded in California's Central Valley, join me, your host, Ray Pardini Matson, as I invite thriving professionals to share their stories of how they're crafting a life that's both vibrant and balanced. Well, G, thank you for being here.
I'm so excited to be here on your pod. Yay.
It's been fun. You know, I've told you if it's not, I'm doing it because it's fun. When it stops being fun, I'm not going to do it anymore.
Right.
And I feel like it's been fun to meet new people and share my friends' stories and be able to just share really cool stories of people doing cool things in the Valley. So
it's
happy
awesome
to have you here.
Listen to every one of them.
Aw,
wait till they drop. Yes. It's awesome.
Every other Monday.
Yes.
Eventually, maybe more, but for now, that's what we're doing.
It's
you know?
Yeah. Wait, what number am I?
11.
Oh, 11.
11's
That's
a good
solid
number. That's like a lucky number for me, I feel.
Yeah. 11's great. 13 is great.
13 is great. Michael says the same thing.
I love
13. Lucky number 13. You
I
do
was
too?
born on the 13th.
Duh.
So yeah, it's a great number.
Almost your B-Day.
I know.
February 13th.
I know. Yay.
Genelle Taylor Kumpe, for those that don't know you already. I need to give you a more formal introduction.
Okay, go for it.
On paper, you're a CEO, but you are also an amazing friend and mom and wife, and would love for you to share a little bit more about your background with our audience. So let's start with the professional career here. CEO of Fresno Business Council and the San Joaquin Valley Manufacturing Alliance. Tell us about those organizations and your involvement with them.
Yes. So it goes way back as far as any involvement with the Business Council. And I worked within the Business Council when I was at Fresno State, Lyle Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So we worked within them bringing innovative things to Fresno,
Amazing.
because I was in the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So we wanted people to know about it. And this was way back when people did not know how to spell entrepreneurship. And it was less likely that people would start businesses. So now it's great. But because I had that history and I was around the business council so much back then and going through my career and everything throughout the years, I kind of had an opportunity to come back around the table. And 5 years ago, started working with the business council and leading the San Joaquin Valley Manufacturing Alliance. Amazing. So it's been 5 short years, especially in the midst of COVID and everything. But the Business Council has been around for 30 years, which is incredible, led by one individual, amazing Deborah Nankiville, who has now taken the lead of our nonprofit organization, the Fresno Stewardship Foundation. And I've kind of slid into the CEO realm of the Business Council, which is really a business civic group who comes around together around a table to collaborate on new and innovative solutions for issues within our community. And every community has their issues. I feel like Fresno has a few more that we're all working on to make it, you know, good for not only economic development, but also just our people and of course our planet. So just looking through the triple bottom line lens, there's been a lot of initiatives that have arisen and been born out of the Business Council that help with these, you know, solutions and innovative solutions. One being the Manufacturing Alliance, which I also lead and have really taken it from what seemed like a startup 5 years ago, because there wasn't a lot of foundational things that had been put in place, but you know, there was definitely a network of manufacturers in this community, and you would be amazed at the things that are made here in the valley.
Sure. It's so amazing. I feel like from even what you've told me, and I've seen from following you guys on social and being familiar with your organization, it's like these things are happening right here.
Yeah. I
which
mean,
is so cool.
Can you imagine that the famous PSL was developed in Fresno?
Amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now manufactured in Fresno. So so things like that. I mean, who would have known?
Right.
And, you know, all these amazing sauces and everything that, that are really contributing throughout the nation. Of course, agriculture, that's also manufacturing, food processing.
Right. Huge.
All the way to our durable goods, springs, you know, pieces of equipment that go up in space. I mean, so many things that are here in our valley and are made here. It's such an essential industry. People don't really understand. And we are working towards getting them to understand that. The Manufacturing Alliance is this great network of not only manufacturers, but the whole ecosystem. So whether it be education, because they're educating the pipeline of workforce, working with them on making sure the skill sets are current. They're looking forward to the future of what needs need to be met, and you know how business can get involved in that, and how they can come to the table to come up with solutions on training needs and, you know, education and those types of things.
That's awesome. And I've seen over the years that you've really focused on making sure that not only job placement, but qualified job placement and training them accordingly. So your signature kind of event that brings everybody together, the Valley Made Summit. For those that aren't familiar, you kind of mentioned bringing all sorts of industries together to support the manufacturing industry. Tell us about that. What can people expect in potentially considering attending or participating in the Valley Made Summit?
So it is held in October, which I know October is a month of a lot of different things like breast cancer awareness, domestic violence, those types of things. But it's also Manufacturing Month.
Of course it is.
Of course.
I remember as a side note, I was taking a tour of the exhibit hall. And my contact there was saying that their two busiest months for events in the Valley are May and October.
Yeah. Yeah. Too many things.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Yeah, all the things. Packing it.
Yeah. So in October, we bring together our vibrant manufacturing industry together with suppliers, those businesses that also, contribute to the industry of manufacturing, educators, students, those interested in the manufacturing industry, government, nonprofits, all types of things.
Amazing.
And people.
Yeah.
And we celebrate the industry, really celebrate it and how wonderful it is and what it contributes to our economy and just the quality of life. Because manufacturing jobs are really good jobs. They're not just jobs. They can be careers, for life. And you could really move up in that business if you, continue to upskill and learn new skills for new levels of positions within that company. But we have breakout sessions, so education. We've got a job fair that happens. You can hire your next employee.
Amazing.
We have a student track, so students can understand what it's like to work within that career path, as well as what is available for training and education to go into that career. They can talk to manufacturers on the floor, learn more about what's here, what it takes to work within them, what the expectations are. We have a keynote luncheon, prizes, the raffles,
Amazing.
and, fun kind of things that happen as well, and a lot of networking. So,
Love that.
Yeah.
How many people attended last year-ish, would you say?
Over 900.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Wow.
we're still climbing back to pre-COVID numbers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you saw a significant decrease. Post-COVID.
Yeah,
well,
unfortunately.
to be expected, unfortunately.
But
yeah.
we're close. We
Good.
had 1,000 attendees in 2019, dipped a little bit, after that, after having to hold off in 2020. And now we're climbing back up. So it's, gaining traction. So it's
amazing.
great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So cool. I've also seen, and we've talked about too, this kind of new wave of potential interest and membership in the Fresno Business Council. You have a lot of members who are some first gen of the family, second gen, and second or third gen is wanting to get involved. So for younger members who are considering, I've heard about the Fresno Business Council. I think I kind of know what it's about, but I'm interested in potentially making an impact in our community and being a member. What would you want those potential members to know?
It's not your business council of yesterday. With new leadership, me coming in as CEO, we are really taking a look at what does the next gen think it needs to be. So I'm doing a listening tour currently.
Oh, good.
And really listening to that next gen to say, what do you think the business council can do? Where does it need to plug in? And how can we plug you into what we're doing, as well as what we're connected with to improve the quality of life in our community and in Fresno? So, really listening to what that is and trying to figure out, where do we need to go from here? Because we know it needs to be different. I mean, life is different. Next gen is super busy. We all are, of course, but I feel like next gen is a little more balanced, with family and community work as well as work in their businesses.
That's comforting to hear. Or at least it's perceived that way.
You're
No,
not
I'm
like
joking.
boomers, let's say, who
Yeah.
are workaholics.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a self-professed workaholic. I could fall into that trap. I'm not a boomer.
Just to clarify.
Yes, just to clarify, I don't have, good plastic surgeon on my Rolodex. So, but definitely have seen that. And the next gen is super concerned about where are they leaving the community for their kids. And likely, we're all in this together, and rightfully so. You should be concerned. And what can you do? And we can help you get plugged into those initiatives that we currently are leading or those that are, through our partners within the community. And we're very plugged into the community and what's happening. And I don't expect everyone to know what's happening, what's
That's
happening in
part
our
of being
community.
involved, right? Is to be informed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I think it's awesome the work that you're doing. I feel like there's so much promise for you as the leader with those organizations, and can't wait to see you keep going and growing.
Well, thanks.
Amazing.
Ray.
So, and you wear so many hats. So like, let's get back to the basics here, because
Yeah.
one of the things I like to ask our guests on Coffee Monday, firstly, what do you drink coffee wise? I know, of course, we are good friends, but I want you to share what your coffee drink is with Dutch specifically.
Yes. So mine is an Americano with steamed almond milk. I love extra foam.
Okay.
If that's available, and cinnamon sprinkles. I have to have the cinnamon in my coffee.
Honestly,
What
I
is
think
that?
you were the one that got me hooked on that.
It is
I do
game
think that.
changer.
Yeah, it is.
Game
And I forgot to
changer.
get it today, and I'm very sad. I went iced. I did the iced Golden Eagle
I have to have.
with oat milk.
Oh, you are an oat milk girl.
Oh yeah, half sweet, because I like a little bit of sweet, but not too much. With they have an oat milk soft top.
Nice. Sounds
It's
delicious.
fantastic. Very good. It's a treat though.
It is
know?
a treat.
So you drink coffee daily.
Every day.
How do
I
you-
roll
yeah.
out of bed, look forward to my coffee.
Yeah.
My dogs, I have 3 of them, are so
cute.
excited for me to get up because they want to eat.
Yeah.
But me first. I have to have my coffee.
first, yeah.
Yes. So,
So it's the first
thing I get out of bed, and it needs to be hot. And then I make Ava, my daughter Ava, her iced coffee.
Cute.
Yes.
So do you brew it fresh and then ice it, or do you buy
No,
it cold?
I buy it cold.
You do?
Yeah, and she only likes one brand that we've found.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. But she drinks coffee.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
She's 15.
I know, but a lot of teenagers are drinking coffee, I feel.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's a thing.
And the whole energy drink thing. It's scary.
What are they called? Rebels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rebel. I mean, I have
Yeah.
a Dutch literally in walking distance. So
I know,
just
that's
down the
dangerous.
street. So dangerous. When they first opened, the line was ridiculous
Always.
of cars
Yeah.
down the street, interrupting traffic. But I mean, that went away. They figured out a way to like
They literally elongated the
yes.
thing. Yeah.
There's a
Genius.
now driveway to get into
Yeah,
the line.
literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Works, though.
it's a hangout for teens.
I feel like
and,
I've noticed
yeah,
that.
At
And they
night,
like walk or bike or
love it.
skateboard or whatever. Yeah, it's a thing.
It
That
is.
Taco Bell used to be it for us. That was like the spot to hang out. Just random.
Well, I grew up in Salinas,
Yes.
so I did not hang out with or around anywhere, in Fresno, but I do recall some kind of 7-Eleven being a hangout too, across from
At one
Bullard.
point, Bullard, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And then there was a Foster Freeze across the way,
Right.
which I just drove by the other day that's going to be something else.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
what.
gone.
I know.
Sad.
That was sad.
Sad
That was also
day.
a staple. And
Yeah.
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 So 2 kiddos, Ava, 15.
Aiden, 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe that.
I know.
I feel like when we first met, they were literally 5 and 8.
Probably.
I think they were, or
Yeah.
something close to that. I
Yeah.
think they were.
They were young.
Wow.
And it has been a long time
I know.
since we met. So that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yep. So wearing the mom hat with teenagers.
Yeah. Fun.
Wearing,
Never a dull moment.
literally, like, what does a day look like for Genelle? Like, I'm curious. You wake up early, probably, right?
Not as early as I used to.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So
I used
tell
to
me.
be a very, very early morning gal and not so much anymore.
Are you prioritizing sleep?
I guess, yeah. I guess I
Good.
figured out that I like to sleep when before I didn't know that. I thought, I'm working on 4 hours.
Yeah,
Yay.
I remember that.
Yes.
I was like, wow, I
Not
can't.
good for your health.
Yeah.
I do not recommend 4 hours of sleep to anyone. So I do wake up around 6:30 roll
That's
out
good.
of bed. Of course, go get my coffee and feed my dogs, get them situated, take Ava her iced coffee and start waking her up, because that girl does not wake up to an alarm
Yeah.
at all.
Even if like it's like across the room.
Yeah, she gets
She
up and
just-
turns it off and goes back to bed. And that's it for her.
Yeah.
And it's me
funny.
having to really get her out,
Yeah.
get her out of bed to get her going in the morning. So,
Oh, man.
yeah. And I work from home. So we are remote. And so it's easy for me. I take Ava to school. She's, holds her permit.
Yeah.
But does not drive my big vehicle. So she drives home with Matt, my husband, picks her up, has that duty.
Cute.
But when I get home, if I'm, working from home, then I just go straight to my home office and start work and doing all my Zoom calls or going out and going to a manufacturer or different business and seeing what their needs are. Tours, those are my favorite days.
Oh gosh, I've
Yeah.
seen your stuff. It looks like so
So
much fun.
Much fun.
Yeah.
I love business and am so fascinated by manufacturing and how things are made and how businesses are run, the people within it, where they came from, how they were hired, the skill sets, how long they've been there, all of that. And I love that part of my job. It's
Amazing.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great. I
Yeah.
feel like just interesting too.
Yes.
So how do you feel? How's the dynamic working from home? Because you haven't always done that. I'm just curious
I
as a
haven't.
side note, because I do feel like that's relatable for a lot of people. COVID obviously made that a very normal reality for a lot of businesses
Right.
where they work from home and or have some sort of a hybrid model now. But how do you kind of separate the two a little bit? Or do you? Like, I don't know. What's that like?
I do.
You do?
So did I start that way? No. It took me probably 4 moves within the house to figure out where I needed to settle.
Ah.
And it took years.
Yeah.
So we moved out of our offices pre-COVID.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
A few months before. And then COVID hit. So there was no turning back at that point, no like getting a new office and rent and all of that, to think about. So we just thought, okay, we'll be remote until we need to find another office. But we just got comfortable with working from home and it worked well. We work a lot with our members and partners within the community where we could simply utilize their facilities for conferences if we need to.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
And mostly I'm out, visiting businesses. So it really doesn't need to be a thing.
Totally.
But at first, I was at the kitchen table or at the, bar counter, and that was not working.
I know. Where do you go now? I'm curious.
Now I have turned the former playroom. My kids are teenagers, they didn't need a playroom anymore. Plus they're always in their rooms. I mean,
Right.
once you have teenagers, like they don't
man.
come out of their room. Unless
We're
there's
in
food.
the whole like, I don't want to leave your side phase,
Yeah,
and everybody
no.
tells me just wait, but just
Oh,
savor it. At some point they're not going
embrace
to want
that.
to. I know, it's sweet. Sometimes can be overwhelming, but
I
overall,
miss
it's very
those
sweet.
days.
I
Now
know.
it's like, Mom, don't touch me. It's like,
yeah.
you go through all the phases, but when you can get a hug, that's the
best.
best.
Yeah.
Yes.
So sweet.
And an I love you. I love that.
I love.
Yes.
It probably means more the older they get,
Oh,
right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when they're little, I just remember you see their cute little bright faces when you walk in the room and they run with their arms open to embrace you, give you this big hug and grab your
Literally.
neck, knock you over, whatever, and
Literally.
it's so
Yeah.
fun.
It's so sweet.
Those go away.
Yeah.
Those
Embrace
days.
them while they're
Yes.
there.
Yes.
I know. It's sweet. It is
Yeah.
sweet. But it's funny. Everybody has a different love language, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure all of my kids have the, personal touch, wasn't that
Oh,
called?
yeah.
They all love hugs. They're very affectionate, touchy
good.
feely little kids. It's very sweet. But I don't know that that's my love
Stop touching me. Don't get my white outfit
I
dirty.
love it. Well, today, don't zoom in. Literally, MJ had a whole face of jelly.
Oh my gosh, that
Literally,
kid.
this morning. And I was like, Mommy. And he ran, and I have a whole jelly mark on my pants. I'm like, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
a little
You're
different.
lucky if you get a little touch when
Yeah.
they're teenagers, right?
So what was formerly the playroom is now your office.
Yeah, it's my office.
I love that.
And
That's
it's
a good spot.
beautiful. And I had
Yeah.
some professional help come in to help me get organized because, it was kind of a mess in there with
Yeah.
all the games and the toys I didn't need, and just cleaning that out and finding where things would fit and how it would be comfortable for me in a working environment. And it very much is. And I love it.
Oh, good.
I love it.
And you have some natural light in there.
Oh, yeah.
And
Nice
I do feel
windows.
like I swear I read a statistic somewhere that said, the more organized your setting is around you, the more productive you are.
Oh, yeah.
And vice versa, right? Like if it's super unorganized and there's stuff everywhere, like that doesn't work. Like it'll actually be distracting.
It is, and it's
Yeah.
stressful. I was just one of our manufacturing members. I was watching a show. He was on the news, and
His desk was like,
no, he does that. That's his manufacturing business is the closets and organizing people, whether it be garage or their pantry or closets. And he was just saying like how it relieves people's stress when they're organized and have places for everything.
it's true.
And it is so true because there's nothing more stressful than coming into a mess.
Beyond.
For me. I
and when
mean,
you work from home, at least again for me,
Yeah.
I feel like you're very easily distracted.
Oh, yeah.
You hear the dryer going and it beeps. Oh, I could finish that load while I do multitask type of thing.
Right.
Or I'm home. I might as well just unload the dishwasher. Or,
Yeah.
it
Those
gets,
are the things, the tasks that you give your teenagers.
oh gosh,
Unload
that's
the
good to know.
dishwasher, do your laundry.
Oh, we just started a responsibility chart
Oh,
with
I
Gwen.
love that.
Trying to have a
Stickers?
positive affiliation with essentially a chore chart. Let's call it what
Yeah.
it is. Thriving, lives for
Yes.
it. It's a little chart that she can switch if she's done it.
Oh, love that.
know?
So good. Because
loves
that
it.
is like almost like a check mark for your to-do list, right?
Literally. Yeah.
Love that.
And it's things that I don't really want to have to remind her of
Yeah.
all the time. And I feel like I started at the beginning of the year because I felt like, that's what people do, right? Start new routines, start fresh, all the things. And I had done a vision board and she had seen it and was asking me about it. So I was like, oh, and we talked about goals and all the things. And I feel like she's at a good age, 6. I mean,
Yeah.
she definitely
great
gets
age.
there's a reward associated with what she's doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Checking that box.
I love that. I had a whole, what do they call it? Like a command station
Oh, yeah.
where we had our calendar, all the kids' chore charts, everything on a wall.
Amazing.
Right when you walk in.
Like,
and
yeah.
the kids, thrived off of that as well. It's so great to have that
Amazing.
positive affirmation for things that they do. And they're looking for more and how they can get those praises or check the box. It's like a hit of dopamine every time, right?
Totally.
Good for the whole family.
Totally.
Yes.
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Make your bed. But some things you have to let go, right? Like make your
Oh,
bed is on there.
Oh. And how's that going?
I mean, I'll show you a picture.
Well, it can't be
it's
perfect,
made.
Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Age
And-
appropriate. But she had all the stuff he's lined up,
That's great.
Yeah.
Well,
bedding.
sorry to say, for teenagers, it's still you have to let things go.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Make
Oh my
your
gosh, I'm
bed.
sure.
It's still
It's still
not how you
sloppy,
would
just-
make it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
pull up the sheets.
Isn't that probably the most humbling thing about parenting is just
Yes.
like they put you in check. Like they're not going to do how you did.
right?
They're very different than you are,
Yeah.
but you're trying to parent them based on everything you know.
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like it's very humbling,
It is.
right?
Yes, it is. And that is one thing I had to learn over the years is to let things go.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're a balled up stress case and it's not good for anyone.
Right.
Not for
Right.
yourself, not for your kids, not for your husband. Yes.
So what do you do for stress relief? Do you work out?
I do. I do Pilates religiously
I love it.
and fell in love with it. I've
Amazing.
always had some kind of workout routine. I used to be a 4:30 a.m.er and
know.
definitely have changed over the years. So now it's either on my lunch hour or
Oh, great.
after work, 6:30ish. Sometimes
awesome.
take Ava with me and, make it a mom-daughter thing, which is so
Sweet.
fun. Love to show her healthy ways of living and to, introduce that to her. She likes it too.
She's at a good age for that too.
She is.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I love Pilates.
I do.
I need to
am
figure out how
obsessed.
that works. I mean, right? How
Yeah.
that works into your schedule.
Right. Yeah, it's hard.
I was talking to Jenny, right, about,
Yeah.
Jenny, and she made such a good point. I asked her, like, how do you think I should incorporate a workout routine into my day? The whole I don't have time thing is just nonsense, right? And she goes, well, Ray, if Beyonce called you and wanted to go to lunch, you'd make time.
Right. And I know.
Fair.
Yes.
Fair.
It's
good point.
where your priorities
Yes.
are. And that's what I recall, working around so many students too. It's like, oh, I don't have money for that, but they have money to go out or buy beer or do whatever, it's where
True.
are your priorities? And then you'll find ways around it.
Right. Perfect segue into what we're wanting to talk about next.
Yeah.
So prioritizing your time, I feel like is so hard. And I feel like I imagine you're pulled in so many different directions. With all of the work that you've done in our community over the years and continue to do, you're involved with a lot of organizations and probably get asked to do many more. And you're like, I'm only one person. There's only so much time in the day, right?
I used to say yes to so many more things and be involved in so many things. And it's just not good for me and my mental health and my family when you're pulled in so many directions. So have learned to prioritize.
Right.
And what I really am passionate about, I say yes to.
Right.
Yeah.
And just in knowing you and working with you over the years, I know children is a large focus of what you feel passionate about and giving back to our community. So this year you get to wear the hat of being the president of the Law Police Guild.
So honored. Yes.
So cool.
Yeah,
like
I love it.
huge. Congrats. I'm so
Thank
excited
you.
to see
Thank you.
what this year brings as a guild member myself. And for those that don't know what Law Police is and what we do as a guild, would you like to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I am so humbled to be leading Law Police. It's great. And it was a group of 5 civic-minded ladies that really thought of the whole, what is, bringing together a guild and that whole idea of a guild. But 5 civic-minded ladies in our community that thought they needed, or our community needed, a children's only hospital. And they set out to raise funds to bring one here and to develop that. And that's, 1949. That was so long ago. And just think how brave those women were and persistent and had such tenacity. So the guild system was born in our community for raising funds for Valley Children's Hospital and healthcare system. And we have 13 guilds now that raise funds for Valley Children's Hospital. And Law Police was one of 2 that started in 1949 to really bring it here. So we have 50 active members in our guild, a lot of associates, which are those that came before us and now want to still be involved but don't have to do all the meetings and everything else.
Yeah.
So fun. And we just get together, meet monthly, but our overall objective, as are all the guilds, is to, number 1, raise funds for the healthcare system, Valley Children's, as well as provide ongoing community support for that organization as well. And we do it with such grace and passion.
Yes. For sure. It's been such an honor being a part of the guild and just having a direct connection to the hospital. I think all of us can agree we have some sort of, if not multiple, connections to Valley Children's.
Absolutely.
And is really comprised of a group of very upstanding women, as are all of the guilds, of course. And there are some men, there are some male guilds out there.
Yeah, there is.
Which is great. Los Padrinos, right? Yeah. And so you mentioned you went to a meeting, was it yesterday at the hospital?
I did.
Coordinating council?
Coordinating council and the presidents of all the 13 guilds. And just discussing and being oriented again, what our mission is, how the year is going to look, and who is there as the support there at, for the guild's office. So it was really great to get a brush up of the history, the money that all the guilds have raised for Valley Children's Hospital over the years, and just to say, incredible to learn that in the last 16 years, the guilds collectively have raised $14 million for Valley Children's Hospital.
Unreal.
Isn't that amazing?
I have the chills. Unreal.
Yeah. And
amazing.
Each guild has their own ways of doing that. Ours in particular is Derby Down. But we also do other things. And, with the whole community of guilds, and just how can we be of support. So it was really great to meet everyone that has now taken on the role of president for their guilds, as well as those that are representatives and director for the coordinating council. And coordinating council is one member of every guild gets to vote on things for, what we're raising money for, things that affect Valley Children's Hospital and the various guilds. Yeah. So it's really cool.
So, you mentioned each guild kind of has their own thing, whether it's a signature event or an ongoing initiative like the Holiday Guild, for example, and Holiday Boutique. And all the, proceeds from shopping there go towards Valley Children's. Each guild kind of has their own thing. So you mentioned La Felice's kind of signature event is Derby Down, which I do want to talk more about. Right. But to your point, we don't just support that event. While that is a large portion of our efforts, we also volunteer at the hospital. We provide certain items. What did you call them? Kind of tray favors sometimes
tray favors
for the child life specialists to gift with their meals when they're going through treatments or during the hospital there, during their hospital stays, and fundraise in other efforts like the Toyota Tundra fundraiser that we do every year at the Ag Expo. Also fundraising for Valley Children's, right?
Get your tickets before it closes.
Yeah.
You might win a Toyota.
Up,
a truck.
Last year,
one of our members sold the winning ticket. Lucky.
Amazing.
Yes.
And you literally win a truck. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And obviously
it's raffled off at the expo. Yeah.
At the Ag Expo, which is usually like early to mid-Feb.
Yeah. It's
mid-Feb. It's like always around Valentine's Day.
13, 14, 15. Last day of the Ag Expo is when it's raffled.
Amazing.
So we're out there. Each guild takes a turn to go out and sell tickets there, in addition to selling now. So if you know a guild member, make sure that you buy your ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yep. Need to do that.
I know. You haven't gotten your tickets yet. Right.
Anyway, let's talk about Derby Down.
Yeah.
I feel like people have heard of it or maybe attended it over the years. But you explain the event and I'll kind of piggyback on whatever you decide.
So if you have not attended the event, you are missing out. It is the most wonderful event of Kentucky Derby-ish.
Yeah.
Missing the horses, but not the betting.
Right.
So La Felice, I feel, is known for traditional hospitality and, just carrying on tradition of many things. And we have those women within it that we lean on to say, what is etiquette? What would a La Felice lady do, and with grace, right? And we also love to have fun. And Derby Down is just that. It's, recreating, or it's during the Kentucky Derby, May 4th this year, first Saturday of May every year. And you can bet on the horses there because it's at the Fresno Fairgrounds, and they're such great partners on the infield of the track there. You walk up and are greeted, of course, with the sound of Dixieland, with the brass, the brass trio or quartet, mint juleps, all the tradition. And we roll out literally the red carpet for our guests. You're greeted by La Felice members. We make sure of it. You're greeted with the mint julep or signature drink. And once you buy your ticket, you enter, and, that's it. You don't have to pull out your wallet unless you are, bidding on silent auction or live auction or just want to donate to the hospital. We have 800 guests under a huge tent, and it's rain or shine. So you're going to see vendors where you can shop. There's cigars for guys or ladies that like to partake. Just a lot of fun. There's beautiful vehicles for our friends from Fresno Lexus on display. And then there's a Southern inspired lunch and just all the fun that you can have. And we watch the race, the Derby, on the big screen, as well as have our whole program. So you can learn more about La Felice and Valley Children's Hospital, how you can contribute, and, the impact that we make. And 800 of your closest friends and family.
And we sell out every year.
Oh, it is.
Like sometimes to the point by the time the invitations go out, it's sold out, which is a great problem to have, obviously. But to your point, your ticket's all inclusive of your meal and all the things at the bar, however you decide to utilize that. There's lawn games also too.
Oh yeah, and
that's
so
always
many
fun.
Picture perfect moments as well. Yeah.
But I think one of the most important parts is dressing the part.
Oh, yes.
So it does, as you mentioned, fall on the first Saturday of May, which is the actual Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
And we want our guests to dress like they are going to the Derby.
Yeah. And this year is the 150th anniversary of Kentucky Derby. So we are fully giving the nod to the classic Kentucky Derby this year.
About.
So
I feel like the chairs will knock it out of the park.
Oh, 100%.
So each year, there are chairs that host and lead the charge for the party. And then we have different subcommittees, and there are people within those committees and all the things. So they're not doing it alone, of course. There's 50 women, all hands on deck. But I love the vision of our chairs this year for the kind of nod to the tradition, as you said. And it's the Derby's 150th year.
I can't believe it.
That's wild.
That's so wild.
And that's the cool thing about the party, at least I really loved when I first joined, is obviously it's always the Kentucky Derby. It's always on that day. Yeah. That's like the emphasis of the event, but the quote unquote party look changes.
Right.
So the decor changes, the kind of theme in a way kind of changes each year.
Every year. Yeah. I had gone years prior to even being a member of La Felice, loved it. And a lot of our members, if not all, have been to at least one party, and then they want to, get involved. So that's the fantastic part about that. But so every active member of La Felice rolls up their sleeves and they make that party happen. It is, with those 50 ladies and the wonderful vendors that we have to help us put that all together. I mean, we are not afraid to get dirty. We're not afraid of hard work. And it's all for the vision of bringing resources to Valley Children's. Yeah.
The best way I can describe the guild too is like, when back in college or even high school when you had a group presentation.
Yeah.
And there were always like one or two people that pulled the weight of the group.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
lawfully, everybody pulls the weight. I feel like everybody does so much to contribute.
Right.
Does that make sense? I
It
feel like it's
totally
just
makes
like,
sense.
to your point, we're not afraid to get our hands dirty. Like somebody's lifting a plant or, wrapping a pole or tying a ribbon or putting the lattice up. Like nobody's above anything. Like we're all like here for it all.
Or picking up geese.
Or
poop.
that.
So our guests don't have to step on it.
Right.
Right?
All the details.
We do
all
everything,
the things.
people.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes. Yeah. It's fun.
No detail left
and
unturned.
then we, clean up. Well.
Oh, yeah. And men,
Oh, yeah.
significant others,
Oh, yeah.
husbands, what have you, you better stick around.
Yep.
Because you are going to have to put everything back.
Mm-hmm.
And we stay until the last thing gets put in that U-Haul.
Yep.
And the door shuts. Mm-hmm. So no escaping it.
No escaping it. The hubbies of Law Felice are also right there.
Oh, yeah. They're so happy to help.
In their very dapper attire,
I
mind you. They're
know.
literally,
Bring a
some of them
change.
change.
Yes.
That's smart.
Bring a change.
A lot of
of
us
clothes.
change too.
Yes.
So yeah.
I mean, we're there in the morning doing finishing touches, have to change, do our picture, annual photo for the website and all of our marketing material and everything else, which is a favorite, when we're all together and ready to go.
So
and yeah, we're there from very beginning and to
2
the
days
end.
prior. Actually, some people are there like the week prior.
Yes.
I think
Depends
that's
on your duty.
Yeah.
Like what bubble you're in. Yeah.
Love the tradition. And this year is going to be cool to kind of see that with the 150 year.
Right. And red roses, all the things. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure you dress to the nines. Because if you're dressed in your regular attire, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. But if you don't have a hat,
we got to show them.
I'm
Okay.
like, oh, wait.
So
I
when
put
we
mine on.
say, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, where is it?
It's over on the table.
Do you read it?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on, hold please. So, when we ask you to dress the part, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah. So,
I have to be very, and I'm sure I have to be very specific with your guests. Like,
Yes.
if you're not wearing a hat or a fascinator, in my case, because
Yeah.
my head is too large to wear.
I just learned that today. Wow.
This wasn't by choice. I mean, it's
Yeah.
cute and all, but I'd prefer a hat.
I mean, the hat keeps
look
the
so
sun
cute.
out.
Yes.
And it's so Southern tradition. So cute. Bigger, the better.
Yes.
More decorated, the better. Oh, by the way,
Oh, that.
we
yes.
do
Yes.
have a contest, and our associates judge who has the best hat and what couple has the best outfits.
Best dressed.
Yes, best dressed. So that's so fun. And there are people that are dressed phenomenally. The guys get into it
Coordinating
too.
the
Love it.
patterns, the loud
Yeah.
suits, the pinstripes
Yeah.
with the patterned shirt, and
Right.
the bright purple bow, like the whole thing.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah. So in your years in being in the guild, you said it's your 10th year.
10th.
And you're president. That's amazing. Love that. What are some of your favorite hats you've seen over the years? Like that have won? Like just
Yeah.
very extravagant designs. I'm
So
curious.
some of our ladies are really, really creative, and I am not. So unfortunately, I don't have any pizzazz on my hats.
Well, that's adorable.
I mean,
But I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I love her.
Just in case you don't have a hat or it's not like really, you're not really feeling it, you can buy one there.
Yeah,
there
true.
is
Good point.
the vendor. Ava Marie is there, and
And she has a great collection.
oh yeah,
And a lot of times,
Beautiful.
like I've debated on like getting mine the day of.
yeah,
you know,
I've
like
done
switching it out.
I switched it.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't quite not feeling the vibe of what I had and my outfit and everything else, and yeah, I've switched it out, which
Yep.
is great because she has all the colors, styles, everything, which is wonderful. And for men too. And fans, if
Yeah, you're right.
if it's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, rain or shine, this is an event.
And
like
we've seen it all. I
seriously,
mean,
yeah.
I've been in the guild now for
Yeah.
6 years, you longer. I feel like you've seen it all, right?
Yeah.
Wind, that was an interesting
yeah,
challenge.
That was hard.
Rain, super duper hot,
Yeah.
but I mean, early May.
We're there.
It's kind of a
you never
toss-up.
know. From Fresno, you never know. I mean, it can change 20 degrees in matter of the next day.
It's true.
So you have no idea.
So,
But
okay,
the
so
hat,
some ladies
yes.
get creative.
Oh,
so,
they get so creative. And I remember Chris Walter, and she has this hat that, I don't know, has horses on it, very literal derby themed.
Amazing.
You know, I mean, there's so many hats that have made the Hat Hall of Fame, which we have on display there as well. So many, I mean, that are
So fun.
gorgeous. And I wish I had that creative juice flowing, but I don't. And so I buy my hats or I borrow them.
Oh, yeah, you can borrow them.
You can
That's a
borrow
good
them
one.
amongst our guild members because they have fabulous hats.
Well, think about it. You buy a hat probably to coordinate with the outfit or vice versa, right? But then what are you going to do with it after?
I know.
I don't think, have you ever worn the same hat twice?
No.
Exactly.
Right.
In 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please, if you want to.
So, yeah, we can
you
maybe-
can't borrow my hat.
I can't. You have a
It won't
fascinator?
fit. I do.
One year I wore like kind of what I called the fascinator. It was more like a glorified headband.
I remember that.
You remember?
Yeah.
It was a little edgy. Probably should have gone the fascinator route to feel a little bit more derby-esque. But I mean, I'm telling you, I have not found a hat
But
that
you
fits
always
my head.
look great, no matter what.
It's so fun. It's
It
so
is.
fun. It's
It
fun to
is.
dress up.
Yeah. It is so fun to dress up. Love a good theme. I think a lot of people love a good theme, and
Right.
we bring it and expect our guests to bring it as well because,
true.
you know, you can see the flowing dresses and the big, humongous hats or the beautiful fascinators like you're wearing. Yeah. And the guys in their fedoras and I mean,
Bow
like you said, the
ties.
bow ties and the prints and your most ridiculous, probably maybe golf attire as well. I've seen.
Me
you
too.
know,
Like a
it-
medley of both. Yeah.
But guess what? It fits. So
It does.
wear it. Yeah.
It's a very
Bring it.
classy, fun
Yeah.
during the day event too. I mean, afternoon.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay. So for those that have never been, I feel like we painted the picture pretty well for
Right.
them,
I
right?
hope so.
And if they're interested in coming or participating in some way, they can talk to a guild member if they know one,
Right.
or go to our website, lawfulliesguild.org,
Yes.
or Instagram and Facebook, also Lawfullies Guild. Anything else, G? Anything else you want to share or want people to know? I feel like we touched on most everything.
I think so too.
Okay.
I mean, I think we have. And I would say if anyone is interested in getting involved in giving back to Valley Children's Hospital, like we talked about, there are 13 guilds out there you can get involved with, or just do things on your own or support somebody's fundraiser or efforts that they're doing to raise funds for Valley Children's. And there's just so many ways out there that you can become involved. Volunteering for the hospital, whatever you feel comfortable and have the most time to do and where your passion lies. Valley Children's needs everybody's efforts because it's such a wonderful resource here for our region and for our kids.
We are tremendously blessed. I mean, obviously, we all feel very passionately about that. As a guild member, too, you also get to take a full tour of the hospital.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It was like obviously life changing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, not only now, are they doing the hospital tours, but campus tours because of the expansion of Valley Children's Healthcare and what they're doing on the whole campus. It's amazing.
It is
just
amazing.
what they've purchased as far as land around them and how they, plan to expand in the future.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, my sisters live in Modesto, as you know, and it's like they've had to come. People from all over come. I mean,
they
not
do.
just the state of California, like literally all over.
Right.
We're lucky to have it in our backyard,
We are.
essentially,
Yes.
and Derby is just a small part of the big picture. But happy to contribute in the way that we can.
Yes.
So, yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks
Thank
for talking
you, Ray.
about all
So
the
fun.
things. So
Yeah.
fun. Hats off to you. Cheers.
Hats off for sure. Cheers.
Thanks, G. Thanks for listening. Feel free to rate and review this episode here and connect with us on Instagram if you have any thoughts, questions, or any guest suggestions. Thanks.